YouTube? We're back with another video of Mike Plays with Toys. This time we're gonna move ahead now into the 80s. I know all my toys are basically stuff from the early 80s like Star Wars and G.I. Joes and Transformers and stuff, but we're going a little bit later into it. We're gonna go into the late 80s with starting lineup figures. I mean, as a kid, yeah, I played with lots of toys, but I also collected baseball cards. Because that was the hugest thing to do back in the day. And this was collecting baseball cards and action figures together, so that was a pretty neat concept. But of the first couple years of it, yeah, the figures were kind of lame. You couldn't really play with them. They're basically just little statues. And most of them had the same head. And if you lived in an area like me, like New York, most of the time you'd have a big checklist on the back of the package of every figure they had, but you'd only get your local team. So I had lots of Yankees, lots of Mets, because I lived in New York. And my favorite player back in the day was Cal Ripken. Not so much that I actually watched him play that much, but that he was on the Orioles, and I love the Orioles hat. Because I'm more about hats than actually watching the sports teams. But, you know, I didn't get the original. This is probably the 1990 one, as I researched looking through the baseball cards they came with. Got a lot of Mets. Darryl Strawberry. Dwight Gooden, Kevin McReynolds, who remembers him? Hardly anybody outside of New York. Len Dykstra, who is kind of making a name for himself on Howard Stern being a pervert lately. Then we got guys like Jack Clark. He actually got his own head sculpt. I think he's a later edition. I think they kind of started sculpting everybody individually then. Hank Aaron. You got him in a pack with Carl Yastrzemski there. Not so much that I was a big fan of either of them, but any team that wasn't the Mets or Yankees, because I tried to make little baseball teams out of them. Any team that didn't have like a gray uniform, which was kind of lame. That's how I'd get like players like Frank Viola. Being in New York, you're not really going to be a fan of the Minnesota Twins, but he had a white uniform and the same exact face as Kevin McReynolds. Wade Boggs got his own face. Where is he? Where is he? There he is. Although, I don't know if they just colored his mustache a little bit different than Keith Hernandez. Oh yeah, you always get lots of Atlanta Braves too, probably because they were on TV on TBS back in the day. Not only that, I had 2 Dale Murphys. Finally got an Orioles player too, Eddie Murray. Got Dave Rickey. Darryl Strawberry and Dwight Gooden both had the same head. Pedro Guerrero. Totally not a fan of him, but hey, he was on a different team and he was a Dodger, so you had to like mix in. Trying to play an all-star game with your figures. Yeah, trying to play with these figures, my games would always be Mets versus Yankees. That would be about it. It's not like you could do much posing them. You could throw the ball. That's about it. And you can kind of pretend he hits it like that. Basically, you get a head articulation. Arms go up and down. I mean, now they sculpt these things with, you know, computers doing 3D printing and stuff. I think Starting Lineup's still around, or some version of it. But there's kind of a charm to these blank-looking figures from back in the day. How they reused all the same parts over and over again. Like the first year of G.I. Joe, and if the guy had stripes on his shoulder, they'd paint them on. Same body, there's probably like 6 different bodies. A couple of different heads. And then you try and put him in the outfield or something like that. I mean, what are you going to do? That's about it. You can't really stand or nothing. He's just a little statue. Perverted, gross, disgusting Len Dykstra. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google Len Dykstra, Howard Stern. And he's funny, but it's kind of gross. I think he was in jail, too, for some sort of fraud. Judging from the baseball cards I got, I really only collected the first year, which was, what, 1988? And I got a Cal Ripken because I finally found one in 1990. And Frank Viola in 89. Whenever the hell this Baseball Greats one came out. What year does that say? 1989. Yeah, so I basically bought the first year they came out and kind of got sick of them. Probably got Frank Viola for Christmas or something. I don't even know. But in the back of the package you get this. And you could stand them up. Put them on a stand. Did I have two Cal Ripkens? Did I sell one of these? I don't even remember. Got two of his cards. Was I actually supposed to go out and get their autograph? Oh, here's Dave Winfield. I remember I got him at starting lineup day at Yankee Stadium. That was pretty cool. That was my birthday. I think in 1989? That's a good face sculpt. That obviously looks like Dave Winfield. That looks nothing like Dave Rickey. Because Dave Rickey and Len Dykstra don't look alike at all. I was lucky enough to live in New York where we had two baseball teams, but what if you live somewhere like San Diego? And what would you only have on the pegs there? There's nothing but Tony Gwynn figures. Kind of lame how they would like package the figures in cases at the toy stores. I mean, yeah, Mets, Yankees, and maybe like a couple of stars like Dale Murphy, but basically you're only getting your local home team. I didn't even get any of the football figures. I know I wanted one, but I don't think I ever saw anyone worth getting one for. They had basketball ones too, and I never gave a shit about basketball. Especially the toys where they'd just be some guy just standing, trying to make a shot. I mean, that's not even fun. Here's the different body types. Hitting that way. You got them hitting this way. Oh, they just hit a home run. About to throw a strikeout. About to pitch. And you're sliding into a base. What is he doing? Sliding back into second? Well, it could be going that way too. Of course, figure collecting, what's not to love about a mail-away offer? This is the starting lineup mail-away baseball. I remember it being every player on an all-star team. I can't remember years, probably 88 or 89. I can't even find any info Googling it quickly to make this video, but yeah, you got this. And you get everybody. You got Wade Boggs, you get George Brett, Eric Davis, Pedro Guerrero again. Roger Clemens. I think Don Mattingly's on here. I never got his damn figure. There's Don Mattingly. No, that's Darryl Strawberry. It's got to be on here. Wally Joyner. Dale Murphy. I don't know who the hell that is. Jay somebody. Ozzie Smith. Alan Trammell. Is that Fernando Valenzuela? Rickey Henderson. This is kind of neat. Mine's in really good condition. I didn't play with it or anything. little dings or whatever there from probably kicking around in boxes and stuff all these years. Kenner, always with the great mailaways. Star Wars stuff like getting the Emperor, and then we also got the baseball. And this was just another bit of my childhood. Thanks for watching.